Tonight, many questions surround yet another weekend of gun violence in Portland. In southwest Portland, one person was killed in an officer-involved shooting. Then, just an hour later, a shooting at a protest in northeast Portland left one person dead and 5 others hurt. We've been following that shooting since the news broke last night. Fox 12's Connor McCarthy takes a closer look at where the investigation stands and shows us a tense scene this afternoon when protesters were allowed to take over a police news conference.
More than 12 hours after a mass shooting here at Normandale Park, there's still evidence of a chaotic night. You can see on the ground there's police tape right over here, as well as medical equipment from paramedics to help treat the wounded. But as you can see behind me, the park is calm today with families and dogs joining a Sunday afternoon. Now this compares to last night when there was chaos. What started off as a peaceful protest erupted in gunfire Saturday night.
Responding with police in a 32 27 Bravo shooting at Northeast 55th and Hasselo.
A group gathered at Normandale Park around 7 p.m. to march against the killings of Amir Locke and Dante Wright at the hands of police. The plan was to start the march at 8, but at 8:01, that's when gunfire started. Portland police say a woman was shot and killed and 5 others were hurt. Investigators say the shooting stemmed from a confrontation between armed protesters and an armed neighbor. Portland police did not say whether or not that neighbor was taken into custody or if anyone was taken into custody, despite what they told reporters on scene last night.
Like I mentioned, it very complicated, very intricate, and as we learn more, things change. At this point, I cannot comment on, it would be irresponsible of me to comment on arrests that were made.
Before that virtual press availability, an in-person one was held outside of their central precinct in downtown Portland. 2 minutes in, angry protesters swarmed the area.
They were investigating and addressing...
Hey, press! Guess what? You guys want to talk about how a white supremacist kidnapped me?
Many were voicing their frustration at how police have been handling the response to the shooting. Some claimed to have been at the protest Saturday night, but when asked for interviews, they declined to go on camera. Police say protesters at the scene left without talking with detectives, but some did return to Normandale Park Sunday for a vigil in honor of the woman who was killed they say was a protester that night. Police still have not confirmed if the victims were protesters, but city leaders are condemning the shooting. Mayor Ted Wheeler and Portland Police Chief Chuck Lavelle say they're closely monitoring the situation. Multnomah County District Attorney Mike Schmidt said his heart goes out to all those impacted by gun violence over the last few days. According to police, there have been 14 homicides now this year by people with guns. Portland police say they are still investigating this mass shooting, and they're asking anyone in the public who is in the area on Saturday night to come forward with information that might help lead to more information being released in this investigation. In Northeast Portland, Connor McCarthy, Fox 12 Oregon.